10:37, and doing something a little different. Starting the turkey hunt a little bit different this morning. We're gonna go to the gym. We'll get a little workout in. Didn't eat super great last night, and we didn't get up yesterday morning and wasn't able to get it in last night. So we gotta get day 5 in this week somehow, and it's Saturday morning. And this is sort of what I get for being lazy yesterday. So we're gonna go in there and get a little pre-turkey worky out in, and then we'll get after it. So I ain't gotta get there as early this morning. We're going with a buddy of mine on a private land hunt, so I ain't gotta get there at the crack of midnight. So I guess I'll holler at y'all whenever we get into the woods. So let me go put myself through agony real quick, and then we'll get after them turkey birds. So holler at y'all. Also trying to stay on this trail heading down to them because it's a lot more quiet. So I'm just gonna catch y'all. Okay, that turkey is he's across the there's like a bluff with a big creek running through it. He's probably 150 yards, 200 yards on the other side of that. So we're gonna go back up the way we came, get up on top of this ridge, walk across this field, or walk on the edge of this field, and try to get on a parallel ridge to him that is around the creek. So I'll check in with y'all when we get there. Did you hear it? Did you hear him? Listen for drumming. If you do it on your hands and your knees.
Got him.
Are we on? We're freaking on.
Freak yeah!
Let's go. Double up, baby. Double up.
Oh my God.
There ain't a fever like this, I'm telling you. There is not a fever like this.
Holy crap.
All right.
You want to lay it out for him, or did we get on footage?
I'm going to sit down first before I tell the story. Good night. That happened quick. From the first gobble we heard to the freaking last was, what, 3 or 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Dude, you cleaned his plow. Look at that bird. Hold up. Let me get it around where I can see. Hold up. He's shooting them BBs. He got them goose shells in. Oh, it's TSS?
Yeah,
At freaking, all right, he was
I was on that tree right
he was on that tree.
There's 20 yards. What's that?
When they saw them jokers, first time I saw them was right there in that little gap. That's where I told them there was 2 birds. He came to this, they gobbled at the owl for a while, and I finally got them to answer me.
Well, he pitched right there and they were gobbling at him.
Mr. Owl helped us out, and he said he thought he heard one fly down. We got in the woods immediately and saw him right there. And once they got to that corner and they saw those decoys where they were hearing this calling coming from, it was over. It was ball game. But last time I saw him was right there. He saw the whole show because he crawled to this tree. And let me tell you, I didn't see him again until they were right there. I'm talking about whiteheads freaking running. They were about to tear that Jake up. They were about to murder that Jake.
Driver got it up. The ground was so hard I almost didn't get it staked.
Oh man. That's good stuff. I really hope we could hear those gobbles because they freaking were.
Were
they both gobbling or was it just the one?
Yeah, they were both gobbling. They gobbled right here when they come around the corner and saw the jakes, or the jake and the hen. They gobbled about 30 yards, pop strut, and they didn't run, but they were moving on up here. And I held it as long as I could. I thought they may have seen me, is why I shot. But the old purr got that second one.
That purr, he flew up, and then he went back down to the ground. I knew he went back down, and I was purring, and I swear I didn't think we were going to do it. I almost stopped purring, and then I saw that gobbler's wing that he had already shot, and I thought maybe, I can get this turned around, I thought maybe that was that other gobbler coming back to him, and I stood up, and it wasn't, but I saw him walking down there through the woods, and he probably walked out to 30 yards, 35 at the most, and I shot him through limbs and everything. Well, I say through limbs. There was a little gap that I put my bead in, and as soon as he crossed it, I pulled the trigger. And
that gap right there?
Yeah, he was. You see that privet bush right there by that pine tree?
Oh, yeah.
Let me turn this around. All right, so I stood up, and he came into that gap right there.
Yep.
That little gap is where I had my bead, and as soon as he crossed into it, I let him have it. No TSS for me. He's on a different pay grade. He's got that team's contract. You see, I'm just a football coach and a history teacher. That was fast.
Man. That was freaking awesome.
Never had a double before.
Done. Holy crap.
I'm sweating like frig.
Me too.
Y'all, it's 74 degrees right now. Probably got a tick on the back of my knee pit.
100%.
Good
100%.
night.
Skeeter bites.
Don't care.
Gobbling turkeys. Hit them in the waddle.
There's another one down here. Not right now gobbling. He's probably on the ground by now, but he's across the water down here.
Yep. Too bad ain't somebody else with us.
Yeah.
Fire him off too.
That'd be wild.
I got a picture of these two birds yesterday at about 11 o'clock on a field about 200 yards.
Yeah.
And they were roosted between us and that field. Oh man.
You get one from Parker right here. Well, we're just a whole lot of sweat, not a whole lot of luck this morning.
Except for a double. Come on. That snoo.
It happened fast. That's good stuff. Man. I'll tell you what turkey hunting is. It's a whole lot of decision making.
You're right. Holy crap. We never heard those birds gobble on the limb. When you out-hooted, I'd scooted up, and as soon as you started out-hooting, they flew down.
Yeah, I out-hooted that once, and then I started the second one.
I'm surprised you didn't hear them.
Well, I thought I did hear something, but I thought it was a gobble way down in there.
That was just them pitching off.
I just heard a
Yeah.
like I thought that was the tail end of a gobble or something, so I shut up. I did like two. I was like, whoa, whoa, and then stopped.
Yeah, I looked at you, said they flew down.
Oh my
You
gosh.
said, so let's get in the woods.
I gotta get in the woods. Dude, I then threw my hen in here and I looked around, you're back there setting the Jake. I'm like, crap, I gotta set the hen up.
I was just hoping they
man.
didn't fly down into the curve of the road where we were at.
Yeah. Man, they could have just as easily. That's the first turkey I've killed on that black label game call that's made in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I guess you could consider it. It's kind of my hometown now. I don't know. My hometown will forever be Crossville, but it's close. It's the closest city to where we live. That and Northport. You know, you asked me if it'd be all right if you would move, if you could move, and I was so worried they're gonna see. But then again, like when you started crawling, I think when they heard, I think that's when they broke because they were while you were crawling, I was sitting there watching them. You blow was calling up.
Too.
I was blown up, and every time you started moving, I'd try to call.
Well, from here, there's like one little spot you could probably see on that road, one or two. But as soon as they got to where you couldn't see them, that's where I could see them.
Yeah. You can see right here all I could see. The first time I saw them was right there and then right here.
Yeah.
Again.
I never would have been able to shoot them until they would have got right there anyways, where I was sitting, because I couldn't see over.
Mm-hmm.
But I just stayed kind of low over underneath this little knoll, got behind that tree and peeked up, and I could see the first one. And then they gobbled, and I knew there was two, and you'd already seen the second one.
Once I got him to answer me the first time, because he wasn't answering me in the first couple of calls, but then he finally answered me, and from then on I tried to just answer him.
Yeah.
Kind of a deal. But good night. Dude, I was sitting there, my freaking, y'all probably see this in the video. I went and worked out this morning, and when I held the gun up with the nerves and the soreness, I was like,
where did you have your camera? Did you have it facing that way?
I had it on my left leg facing out, so it was facing that way.
Was it getting the gun barrel? Because if it was getting the gun barrel, it might be doing that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's probably getting my gun barrel. The thing is it may, because it's only about that high off the ground.
Yeah.
It may have caught the top of their heads.
We're going to check it out here in just a minute.
Yeah.
When we get done talking, we're going to check it out.
Yeah. I turned the mic on. We had to hear the gobbling. Good night. I never heard them drone, did you?
I didn't. No.
I don't think they stopped long enough to.
They didn't.
Because
he pop strut a couple of times, but he never set into strutting.
I got bad worried when I saw him out there. That's probably 100 yards.
Yeah.
When I saw him and he blew up, I was like, oh gosh. He saw those decoys. He's fixing to sit there and strut for the next 2 hours. He's not going to want to come this way, but It may have been the Jake.
The old fly down got him too, I think.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we
did.
We didn't see him. We didn't see him prior. That's the first thing when I got over there. No. I flew down while I was over here. Or was I up there? I don't remember. No, when I got up there, it was pretty much over with. I was sitting right here, and that was before the owl hooted. We just sat down good, and I said, let's do a fly down. We flew down.
He hit the hat.
Yeah.
I hit the cut. And
they gobbled. And then the owl lit, 30 yards from us right here. And
yeah.
every time
we could hear that sucker breathing through his nose.
Every time he hooted, they freaking boom, boom.
Yeah. Darn it. I never would have thought we'd have got two of them. I thought maybe we'd have killed one and the other one. When the other one started flying, I almost shot that sucker in the air. I was like, oh, I better not, because if I wound him, I'm going to feel terrible.
Yeah.
But he got back down on the ground, and I don't know if Fighting Bird did anything. I think he was more just curious as to what lightning strike just hit that other one. That other one just... He didn't even flop that much, did he?
No, he freaking hit the ground.
I went over there to mine and put my head on him, and he was far enough out there to where it didn't just stone him. And when I got to him, he was spurring the side of my leg. Thank God they ain't sharp. If he was Osceola, I'd be in the darn...
Yeah.
I'd be in the darn
freaking
hospital right now.
Femoral artery. Big gushing. Holy crap. Don't get no better than this right here. Cute.
Well, now I'm gonna have to work out for every turkey hunt. I'm gonna have to go to the Chevron and get a bacon, egg, and cheese toaster from the Chevron and Berry. I'm gonna have to drink a coffee out of my Remington bottle, or my Remington cup.
I think that thing's got some firepower.
Jeez.
Chipped up brass on it.
I don't even know where mine is. I think I've stood up and shot from there, so it's probably 5 yards that way or something.
I know it don't feel near as bad shooting at a turkey as it does shooting at a target. I never felt that, but shooting at a target is blowing my shoulder off.
Felt like dove load right there when you're shooting at a freaking gobbler. Lordy. Them suckers were running up here.
They were.
I mean, I figured, I was like, okay, the first time I see them over that hill, they're just going to be... No, them suckers were... It wasn't half strut, it wasn't quarter strut, it wasn't full... They were running. I was like, darn. I swear to you, I thought you were going to shoot them out there, and I would have been like, okay, as long as we got one, I don't give a flip.
As soon as I could see where I was positioned and where they were, I was like, there's no way they see me. I knew they couldn't see you because you were so low. But when they got here, they started strutting and they kind of stood up and picked their heads up, and I was like, oh gosh, I ain't letting them putt. Boom. Dead and gone. I'd like to step it off. I know he was within 30 yards. I'm thinking probably about 22, 23.
Dude, that's a little over the first down to that Jake.
Yeah.
You know,
he was on the... To be honest, I don't know where he was. Where he ended up was on the other, like the edge of the road on the other side. I don't know if I blowed him over there or if he was actually over there. You talk about hitting him now.
Dude, I didn't even see the thing after you shot. After you shot, it just disappeared. I'm like, good night. He freaking... And I got up there, and it looks like he's taking a freaking nail filer to that darn head.
Where did I put my gun? Jeez. Hang on.
You're up there.
Where?
Up there by the decoys.
I got to give a shout out to the old red dot because I missed.
I forgot you had one.
I missed 2 turkeys shooting bead last year, and decided that wasn't gonna happen again. Bought me a new gun, little Browning silver, gold trigger. Meadow Creek mounts. Make this mount for your red dot you can put on a rib. They sell a combo. You can pick out a red dot. I got the Burris Fastfire 3 Meadow Creek mounts. Did the job. Put the dot on the wall. You see the result.
Like
a
I
heavy
said,
turkey.
he's on a team's contract. Old history teacher. I'm still working with that old Stoker 3000 that I bought when I turned 15. Old red bead on the end of it. Pretty sure the barrel's bent. I throw a curveball when I shoot at turkeys.
It only takes one pellet, you know.
I think that's all I got in mind. I had to do the rest of the killing when I got there.
I did not see you. I heard you shoot. I did not see the turkey, but I heard you say, "I got him." I said, it's on. Let's go rodeo."
You freaking, you Sasquatch bellowed after that.
Boom, baby. Freaking go.
Dude, there could be a prettier spot right here.
That's perfect.
It's so pretty up here.
So last year I sat in that shooting house and one come out in the curve right there, not from where these came. It came from out back where that first one was gobbling this morning.
Where is Josh this morning?
Track meet. He could have killed one with us.
Track meet?
Yep. Winfield. He's asleep in the bed right now. I don't know. He might have to go to Fayette. Get on a bus to drive to Winfield. But that turkey last year walked down that road just a touch and it cut in the woods, come around and came in the side of that field. He fed around in there. I never should have shot at him, but it did. But,
boy, it's hard not to when you can see.
Yep. Man, oh man, oh man.
I'm going to give a shout out to the Lord.
Yes, sir.
For one. I read Genesis 1. I finished the book of James. I just started over. Just went to Genesis 1 last night. And this morning, if there is one creation that I am so thankful for,
The wild turkey.
it is this old fire-breathing turkey.
Thank you, Lord.
I'll turn this camera off.
Y'all already know what this means.